This circuit routine is going to combine elements of upper body, lower body and cardiovascular exercise, hopefully in a way that's going to allow us not to use too much impact so that you can adapt it as you go. We're going to do 45 seconds for each exercise, and we'll have a bit of a break in between each one before we go on to the next. You should have warmed up already before you begin this, so if you haven't, go and warm up, come back to it here. I've got a cheat sheet that I'm going to use over here so that I can keep an eye on the exercises, but other than that we're ready to go. I don't have any very big weights, so I'm just going to use these little weights here. These are 1 kilo. You could use a couple of bottles of water, tins of beans if you want to, or if you've got weights then obviously use them. We're going to start off with a bent over row. I'm going to press my button so I know when my 45 seconds are up. We're going to be reaching the arms back and bringing them back down again. Reach back and bring down. So you always have a slight forward lean with this move, but you're holding the tummy in tight to really support the back as you raise the arms up. This move is working into these upper back muscles, and I'm going to keep these arms slightly softened just as I take these hands all the way out to the side. I'm calling these upright rows, they're flies. And that's why we want these slightly straightened arms with this move. So 45 seconds here, giving us a chance to really get some good technique, pushing those arms back behind, keeping that neck lengthened all the way through this move. I'll show you from the other side. And that's our 45 seconds up. Now the next move that we're going to do is a lunge. I'll show you it here while you're resting. You're going to lunge and rotate over that front knee. Then you'll come back and you do the same thing onto the other side. Okay, so that's the move we're coming to. Are you ready for it now? Press the button. And we're off. Lunge and rotate and back up. You can make this easier by holding onto a chair and just doing simple lunges. You could also make it easier by doing 4 on one side and then 4 on the other. The little bit of weight here is really just helping us pull further into that rotation. So we're using it to increase the momentum of the move and swing us round a little bit more. I don't really want to be speeding this move up too much. I want to be concentrating on some good technique here. So I'm trying to keep these knees in line with the toes and a little bit more weight on that back leg than on the front leg. And that's our 45 seconds up there. So we can have a big rest. The next move is going to be a cardiovascular move. Now you can do this leaning against a wall if you want to, but I'm just going to do it as if I had the wall there. So it's going to be an extension back, so you're holding onto the wall, pressing the feet back behind you. And by taking the hands onto the wall, you take some of the impact off the hips and knees here. So our 45 seconds, pushing back. So you could go quite fast with this move, especially if you do have something to push against. You could lean on a countertop or the back of a chair, just to show you from the front, just tapping that foot back behind. You could really speed it up if you wanted to. It's up to you. This is the cardiovascular component, so we would expect you to feel a little bit out of breath by the end of your 45 seconds. Keep going, stay strong, stay smiling, and keep the shoulders back and down all the time. Almost at the end, that's our 45 seconds up now. Okay, give yourself a rest, shake it out. The next move that you're going to do, this is the bent over row. This is the one I was talking about before. So rather than taking the hands out to the side, like we did to begin with, we're going to be pulling the elbows back behind. So again, take your hand weights, come into this slightly bent over position, and that's the move that we're looking for. 45 seconds, and we're off. Reach back behind and relax. So if I show you from the side, you're holding these belly muscles in tight, keeping that neck lengthened. Don't try and look up, stay long all the time. Squeezing the shoulder blades together as you pull these weights up behind. And it's up to you how heavy you make these weights. Good, keep going, try and keep that neck long. If I do that, I can't really look up at the camera. I'll show you from the side here. Keeping that tummy in tight to lengthen through the spine. And that's our 45 seconds up. So onto a lower body move now. We're going to come into a stiff leg deadlift. So we need one of our weights for this next move. I'm going to do about 8 on one side and 8 on the other, and that should take us to our 45 seconds. So I'll show you the move first of all. We come all the way down, tap the floor and raise. So I'll do 8 to one side and then 8 to the other. We're not rushing this move, it's nice and slow. Then making sure that I stand all the way back upright. Now this supporting knee is soft. It's not locking out. It's staying quite soft all through the move. But as I raise back up again, I can feel the muscles all the way through the back line of the body having to really work hard. We're going to change legs now. Same move on the other leg. Reaching down. Notice how I keep my back straight. I'm not reaching the back down to the floor. And if the weight didn't touch the floor, that wouldn't matter. It's about keeping this body line straight all the way through the move. And we'll do 2 more. And the last one. That's it. Our next move is going to be a cardiovascular move, and we're going to do little straight leg skips. So this is the move we're doing. You could tap back behind if you didn't want to do the impact move. So 45 seconds and just little skipping moves. So feet come forward and back. I'll show you that easier move. You can tap back behind so you don't have to have the bounce or the impact on the joints. You can just keep these arms moving with us. And again, just like before, we should find ourselves letting the heart rate come up, feeling a bit puffy and panty. That's all very normal. We're nearly finished. It's only 45 seconds. You can keep going. And that's the buzzer going, so we can stop now. The next one we've got here, a curl and a press with the dumbbell. So this is 2 separate moves joined into one. It's a bicep curl and a press. I want to keep them as separate moves, just joining them together. But I'm not just raising the hands up, I'm very definitely curling and pressing. So I'll press my button now, and we're away. And press, and back. So if I show you this from the side, you should see that there's no movement through the body. I'm really using the tummy muscles to keep the body still, and that's allowing me to isolate the muscles in towards the arms more effectively. If I let my body move around with it, then I would be sweeping the arms up rather than just using the muscles in the arms. So what you see when people get it wrong is this kind of thing, and the whole body moves with it. But we don't want that, we want to just keep the body still. That's the end of the 45 seconds. That one wasn't so bad, was it? The next one we're going to do is a split squat here. So it's like a lunge, but we're going to do it really slowly and hold it down just a little bit longer. So we're coming into our lunge position, and we're going to lower and raise, and then we'll change and really slowly lower and raise. Okay, so I've started the button. I'm going to come into that single lunge, lower down, raise up, and change onto the other side. So no hurrying. You could hold on to a chair or a countertop to support you with this, but it's keeping it slow and controlled that's going to make the difference here. Nice slow movements down and back, just changing each time. and back up again. I'm steadily coming further round to face towards the camera here. And down and up. And that's the buzzer going. The next one we're going to do here is our arm swing. Now this move looks like it shouldn't be a cardiovascular move, but it's really tough to do. You know, by the time we get to the end of the 45 seconds, we're going to be glad that it wasn't a minute. We just pretend we're running with our arms, but we keep our legs still. So here we go, I'm going to press the button now, and we're off. Fast as you can. Keep going. And you can soon feel the heart rate raising here. So we're going to try and go faster and faster towards the finish line. Keeping the legs still, just letting the arms do all the work. I'm keeping my back quite straight as I do this, holding these tummy muscles in tight. Nearly at the end of our 45 seconds. Oh, heart rate coming up much higher now. And that's the buzzer going. Oh, okay, next move we're going to do, upper body move, but a little bit of balance work going on here. So we're going to be taking the arms to one side and up to the other. So it's sometimes called a wood chop, but we're going to complicate things a bit by coming onto one leg. So we'll do about 6 on one side, then we'll change and do 6 on the other. Here's my button, I've pressed it, we're off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we change. We'll do the same on the other side. 6, ooh, 5, oh, no balance on this side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now I've still got a bit more time, so let's just do 1 on each side until our 45 seconds is up. And that's the buzzer going now. Okay, the next one we're going to do is a knee raise. So from here, see what my cat's up to. From here, we're going to be taking one leg forward, knee raise here. We're going to do it quite fast because this is our cardiovascular move. So let's do 8 on one side, 8 on the other, and then we'll keep going from there. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and change. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and change. And change. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and change. Keep it going. Just gentle moves, not too much impact. Going to keep that heart rate up. And change. 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. And 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can relax there. The next one we're going to do, where are we? Is a front raise. We're moving on, skipped out a cardiovascular move here. We're going to come into our front raise. Standing tall, we're going to lift the hands up to shoulder height and bring them back down again. So by keeping the torso really lengthened, we're able to work on the muscles through the front of the shoulders here and in towards the chest. Okay, we exhale to raise and inhale to lower. Again, I'm keeping this slow. I don't want to hurry it too much. And I'm just taking the hands up to shoulder height, no higher. That's it. The torso staying as still as possible. So I really don't want to be moving the body at all. I'm keeping the arms almost locked out. Really very little bend in them. The shoulders stay low in the back, they're never creeping up. And I'm making sure that each move has the best technique that I can achieve. And that's my 45 seconds up. Next one I'm going to use one of these for. I'm going to do a front squat and then a raise. So we're going to come down to the ground and then we're going to take the weight up high. Okay, so we touch down to the ground and up high. If you can't squat low enough to touch the ground, then don't push yourself. Make sure you've got the technique right first of all, so you're pushing through the heels as you come down. Okay, that's us. Squat and raise. So 45 seconds and raise. Squat and raise. Keep this strong. Keep pushing through the heels as you come down and back up. So we're not letting the knees go beyond the toes. We're always keeping the knees back behind the toes here. Keep that back straight as you come into the squat. Last one here. And you can relax off. Okay, we're coming into a split squat here. We're going to stay on one leg and really work on the muscles in the back of the other thigh. So before we did a slow lunge, this time we're going to do 8 on one side. We're going to keep this back leg back behind and keep the weight down onto this back leg. So we lunge and raise. Again, you can hold on to something for support if you want to. We're going to do 8 to one side, 8 to the other side and keep changing. So as much weight as possible on this back leg, so you feel the muscles on this back leg really working hard. 2 more. And we can just change sides and go again. So again, the weight on this leg now. Keeping that back nice and upright and straight. 2 more. And we change. I'll just do 2 on each side. And that's the buzzer going there. Great job. Coming into our next set of bicep curls here, we're going to do alternate curls. But we're going to keep it quite fast and try to keep the torso as still as possible. So the alternate curl is fairly speedy, but we're locking in with the belly to keep ourselves nice and still. So I'm keeping my elbows tucked into my waist here, and that's helping me isolate the muscles in towards the biceps. By keeping that little bit of pace on with the move, I'm forcing my tummy to work harder to keep me still. Because if I don't use these tummy muscles, there's a lot of movement through the body, so I lock that in place. And then I can feel the biceps working harder and more effectively. It's a wonderful smell of barbecue coming from somewhere now. That's the end of our 45 seconds. It's kind of hard to work out when you can smell barbecue. The next move we're doing is just a basic squat. So we're just going to come down into the squat and back up, making sure we're pushing through the heels. So I'll show you here, just reaching down and back, and from the side, reaching down and back. So that's the move we're coming to, our 45 seconds. Are you ready? And we're off. I'm not hurrying it. I'm taking my time, trying to get a really good range of movement. And really squeezing the bum on the way back up again, pushing through the heels, all the time. Five more seconds to go. Keep making sure you're squeezing through the bottom as you come back up, and that's the beeps going there. The next move, we're going to do a little bit of a cardiovascular move. We're going to do a side shuffle and a squat. So I'll start from over here. It looks like this. We do 3, 2, 1, squat. 3, 2, 1, squat. Okay, so I'll press a button. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1, squat. 3, 2, 1, squat. So they're very small little skips. There's really not very much impact here, but you're travelling a little, which is getting the heart rate up. 3, 2, 1, squat. 3, 2, 1, squat. And we just keep going. You can increase the pace if you want to work harder. Don't forget that squat at the end. So it's up to you how hard you make this work. You can do it gently, and that's the buzzer going. Well done. Okay, we're just about finished here. We're going to do one more move. We're going to do our marching high knees in place from here. Okay, heart rate raise. This will really take us through to the end, getting that heart rate up. So you could just do the marching high knees, but if you really want to end with a big cardio blast, you could do a jogging high knees. So it's up to you. Here you go, 45 seconds, then we're all finished. So if you're doing the marching high knees, no impact, everything's fine. If you're doing the jogging high knees, try and get these knees right the way up to hip height. Let the arms work with you all the way through. Keep it going strong to the end. "45 seconds is not a long time, is it? It just feels that way sometimes, but we're doing well. And that's the buzzer going. Oh, we did it. Now we're going to cool down, let the heart rate come down with some side steps here. Just keep the body moving and let the heart rate come down gradually. We don't want to just stop because we might end up feeling dizzy. So if you need to grab a drink of water just now, keep your feet moving the whole time through. Don't just go and stand still. Nice simple side steps. That's all we're looking for. I will make these smaller now, sweeping the arms around. Good. So another little circuit that doesn't take too long. You can cram in every day. It's going to work the whole body. It's going to get the heart rate up. You know you've achieved all of your goals. Brilliant job. Thanks for joining me. Bye.